Joined now by Braden Fiske, Florida State defensive tackle, former Western Michigan defensive tackle. Is this one of those things where you got to rep both, you got to claim both?
I still like to, I spent 5 years there, so it's not like I can't claim them. I still have a ton of gear, and I had such a special time there in Kalamazoo. The relationships that I built there will be forever, and just the time I got to spend was awesome.
And they were the ones who found you in high school, 6'3", 240, right? Coming out of high school?
They were my only offer coming out, I went to a one-day camp. I've probably been to like 50 of those satellite camps.
Yeah.
And luckily, Coach Esposito, my D coordinator, he came to my high school and said, "Hey, just come try this camp out." And luckily, it all worked out. They offered me on a Monday. I committed on a Friday. It was that quick, and I knew the first school that offered me must love me.
And your transfer experience was interesting too, because you go from getting one offer from Western Michigan, to your finalists as a transfer are Florida State, USC, and Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's something I wouldn't wish. I can't believe 18-year-olds go through that
process.
The process of recruiting, just because of how crazy it is. It's nonstop. For 2 weeks, my phone probably didn't stop blowing up, and. I'm grateful for the experience because I always wanted to as a kid and realized I'm cool. I could have stuck to what I did.
Well, at least you only had 2 weeks of it. Some of the the 5-star guys do it for a year and a half.
That's insane.
So,
that's absurd.
Yeah, I don't even. I've asked guys who went in the portal and had a lot of interest, and it's like their phone either overheated or they just had to shut it off and put it in a drawer.
That's basically what happened. I ended up shutting my phone off and just so I could go to sleep. And, it would be from 7 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. It's
crazy.
God, it's I get it though, because it's such a short time period that you have to go. It's really like a month. From the end of November to the early January, it's all right, make your decision.
Well, and for you, you've got the 1 year to go somewhere to show what you can do.
Yeah.
That's a really important choice for you. How did you decide with fairly limited information?
Yeah, I did the best I could to vet the process and kind of, figure out what the best fit was for me. I went through multiple rosters just to kind of see retention and, where I could have the biggest impact right away. But it was really Coach Norvell. When he came into, came to Michigan City to my parents' house. I tell people this all the time. Me and him probably had a 2.5-hour staring contest of just, looking each other in the eye, and he's banging on my table telling me, this is why you need to come to Florida State. And I just fell in love with him, man.
He can be intense.
To say the least. Yeah, that's just who he is. This is what he does.
Well, what's it like when you meet Odell Haggins for the first time? Because this is a guy who's coached legends.
For sure. And I think people don't even, that is the greatest man on this planet. Just how he goes.
He's
about
Mr. Florida State.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Just the way he goes. He can't go out in public without somebody taking a picture. The first time I met him, we were in an airport, got to see him. We were in an airport, and somebody was trying to take a picture there. I was like, oh yeah, he's that guy.
Did anyone ever show you the Seminole rap? For when he was a player,
I definitely seen the Seminole rap. Yeah,
it's one of the greatest. And you're
awesome.
like, oh my God, that's Dion.
Right.
Look at these
Awesome,
people.
Right?
So, but yeah, Odell's verse is it's fire
for sure. Yeah, we'll say that.
You're not allowed to say anything bad about Odell Haggins.
Never.
We can't do that.
Never would.
But
never would.
How was that experience for you? Because it seemed like you found your role immediately. It was exactly what they'd said you would be doing. And really, you were kind of what that defense needed.
Yeah, I think, I say this all the time. Going to Florida State was the greatest decision I ever made. It changed my life. Absolutely. And I think going into it, I wanted to make an impact right away. And just, I'm going into my last year. I got to have success, but I also wanted to be able to, give back in the best way I can and just show people this is how I do it. The pro mentality that I was going to bring in and just the versatility and, the way I play the game was super important.
So how did you go from that 6'3", 240-pound kid to 6'5", 300, some of the best get off in the country?
6'5" might be a stretch, but we're
6'4" and a quarter.
Yeah, whatever they want to measure me at. But I think just being consistent and kind of playing to my abilities and focusing on the things that are going to set me apart is just focusing on my strengths, and which is I think my motor and my get off and being able to attack guys and just be violent. That's what sets me apart.
It just seems like it's such a valuable skill to be able to rush the passer from the inside, because it just shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and that can mess up a quarterback pretty bad.
Oh, definitely. And I think, that's something I'm just always trying to add to my game and keep attacking, because I know how valuable it is, what it can mean to a program to be able to do that. So I just keep on trying to sharpen that and just keep moving.
So you weren't there for some of the harder times at Florida State, but a lot of your teammates were.
Yeah.
What did it mean to you guys to be able to have the kind of season you had?
It was super special to finally, because Florida State is a historic program, and to be able to And I wouldn't say necessarily bring him back, but to be a part of.
Bring him back is probably legit.
Could be. It could be. I think we should have been in that playoff, but
yeah.
I mean, to see even when we beat Clemson, to see the look on those guys' faces of just like, wow, just getting over that hump was huge. And
and they pushed you as far as they could push you
for sure.
Game.
It took us overtime. Yeah. Just to see everybody, that was like the breath of fresh air of like. Oh, we did it. All right, now we can attack this season, and this is what we did, man. It was awesome.
So let's go back to the ACC championship game because you had one of your best games of the year then, and
for sure.
Career, I mean, did you know going into that night that you would be able to have a game like that, or was that one that once the game starts, you're like, okay, I'm in the zone here?
I mean, a little bit of both. I mean, I always go in a game thinking I can play a game like that, but I mean, just sometimes the cards don't unfold that way. But I mean, as a defense, we knew going into it that we had to have it on our backs. I mean, we're playing short guys. I mean, Jordan Travis is hurt. I mean, the defense has to step up. This is the end all be all of our season, and we had to step up. And luckily, I was put in position to make the plays. I mean, the scheme wise and playing next verse. I mean, just feeding off each other and just playing ball at the end of the day.
Well, that next day, when you find out, that you're not. What was that like?
I mean, it made it worse because we're still riding the high of being 13-0 and winning the ACC championship.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally riding the high of the game I just had and kind of how that was a game changer for this where I'm at right now. And I mean, it was brutal. I mean, it sucked, but I mean, just knowing that we're never going to play together again was even worse.
Well, that's and you guys like you and Jared Verse. You mentioned him. I mean, he's a guy who transferred in before last season, and you guys made an incredible team. Like, I mean, that's got to – what is it like when you have a guy on the edge like that who gets that kind of attention?
I mean, it's huge for me. I mean, it was even better because the way me and him compete with each other made us so much better players. Yeah. And, like, just what we would see, I mean, we would study the film together. Just the way we would attack the day together was like, I mean, we were bound to have success just because we're always around each other. I mean, it got to the point where, I mean, we didn't even have to talk to each other about what we were going to do. We just felt it. Like, it was –
So
it was
is
awesome.
Now – do you try to match his energy, or does he try to match your energy? Because you guys are both pretty high motor.
I could never talk as much as he does, but he definitely tries to match my energy on the field. I think I got him running to the ball a little bit better than he did.
I would say Jared is one of those people you meet him and it's like
jokes.
And he's like, it's like he's known you for 20 years.
Oh, for sure.
Like, hey, what's it?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Wait, have we met before? Did we?
Yeah, that's just who he is. I mean, that's his character. I mean, he's a little bit more mouthy behind closed doors, but
he and some of your offensive linemen were going over their trash talking skills
for sure.
Meech giving a little taste of it.
Right.
He does research. He says for some of the guys he plays against in the game. So, but I mean, it sounds like this was just an incredibly fun year for you. But
it was awesome.
When you look back on that season, what are you going to think about?
I just think what we were able to accomplish with the guys that we did. I mean, you look at that team and look at the amount of guys that were transfer guys like myself. I mean, whether it was last year or 2 years or 3 years that they came into the program, just the culture that was already established that we were able to just grow on, and to be able to do what we did there. I mean, I think that's going to be something looked at for a long time, and I think it's super special.
You now doing the big job interview.
Yeah.
What's it like?
I mean, it's everything I dreamed of. I mean, there's really no pressure to me because I've been waiting on this opportunity for so long.
Yeah.
It's just like it's finally here, and I finally get to take advantage of it. And I mean, being around people that know ball is easy for me because I love ball, so it's easy just to talk and like go, have an easy conversation because they kind of get where I come from and kind of get what I like to do.
Having the chance to play at the Senior Bowl, practice against some of the best, play against some of the best in front of the NFL scouts. Is that? I mean, it seems like you're the kind of competitive guy who that's what you want.
Oh yeah, I relish these opportunities just to be, because the word the best is thrown around, kind of loosely, but you get here like, these are really the best guys out there, and just to be able to compete with them and show to myself and to show the world, like, I'm a great football player too, and I'm willing to go out there and attack it as well. So it's a lot of fun.
So if you'd have told that kid who was at the one-day camp, satellite camp, trying to get that Western Michigan offer, that you'd be here, what would he have said?
I'd have believed you because this is what I've dreamed of for a long time. I mean that humbly too. It's just something, like I have a lot of goals in this game, and this is something I've had a dream of for a very long time. So I haven't stopped chasing it since. I'm still chasing it. I'm obsessed with it, and I'm not going to stop.
Well, good luck, Braden. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples On 3. And oh, by the way, Watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.